I had the project Vaping, and I'm going to be doing some background, some facts, what it actually is, and the dangers of it. A vape is a electronic cigarette that people use to smoke for the sensation of a cigarette. In 1927, a man named Joseph Robinson was the first ever person to construct a design for a electronical vape. The first ever vape was made in 2003, and from then on, the rest is history. I'm going to be telling you some awful facts about vaping. Number one is most teens become extremely addicted to vaping, and a huge reason because of that is that teens' brains are still developing, and it makes it extremely easy for them to get addicted, which is, a reason why in today's era there's so many kids that vape is because they get addicted so fast. And another part of that fact is nicotine is extremely addicting, and that's the drug they put in vapes and e-cigarettes. My second fact is, even though vaping is less harmful than smoking, it's still extremely dangerous for you. Regular cigarettes have around 7,000 toxic chemicals, and even though they aren't too sure about how many are in vape cartridges, they estimate around 5,000 to 6,000 toxic chemicals in them. And my last fact is vaping has most of its hospital cases due to people buying the modified black market vapes, which are absolutely awful, and they cause a lot of injuries. And in January of 2020, 60 of those cases led in death, sadly. So what vaping actually is it's an electronic cigarette, and it is a way to smoke nicotine and tobacco, but the only thing that's different is it's fully electronical. So there's a way to charge it, and you buy different flavors, I guess. I'm not really too sure how that works. Vaping has a power source, keeps it charged up. People inhale vapor instead of smoking because it gives them the same sensation as a cigarette, except people think that, since this is just like water vapor, even though it's not, they think it's water vapor because it's called a vape. And they just do it to get the same sensation as a cigarette, but they think it's healthier when it has still a ton of dangers to it. Vapes have something that's called a refillable cartridge, which is where they can buy another cartridge and they can put it into their vape and they can instantly start vaping again, just like that. And this is a huge reason teens are so addicted to it, because they can just literally buy it and they can put it in and then bam, just like that, they're smoking again. And it's different than a cigarette, because a cigarette, once it's gone, but a vape, you can continue to fill it, continue to charge it, and continue to smoke it, which is, a huge reason high school kids and teenagers are extremely addicted to it. This video is connected to the next slide.
If you vape, you could be inhaling toxic metals into your lungs.
To show how scary that is, we made metal monsters.
But nothing is as scary as the facts. Vaping can deliver toxic metals like nickel and lead into your lungs.
What are the dangers of vaping? Vaping has ultra-fine particles that can be deeply inhaled into your lungs, which can cause terrible injuries. And another thing is, when you vape, you are inhaling these awful metals like nickel, lead, and tin, which is also going into your lungs. And then the flavoring that is used for vapes is filled with diacetyl, which is a chemical, and it is linked to serious lung disease, and it just causes awful problems in the long run, and it's just terrible for people. And I mean, another huge danger of vaping is it can obviously lead to death, which is, one of the big ones.